It's happy time, people. Welcome back to Daily Wrap. It's time for Yay or Nay. First up, how does this sound to you? Vice President Bill Clinton. Well, with everyone's focus on Mrs. Clinton's emails and likability ratings or lack thereof and whatnot, we haven't really spoken about who she might pick as her VP. Hillary says that while she isn't sure if Bill is legally able to run, according to our legal panel, it's not possible, since he wouldn't be able to take over the position if need be. He's already been president. There's amendments around that and whatnot, or constitutional ones anyway. She thinks he would be a great vice president. If Bill could run as VP, wouldn't a Clinton ticket be tremendous from an entertainment perspective alone? Unger.
It wouldn't be entertaining to anybody who had to work for the campaign, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you make a good point.
I'd want to be as far away from that campaign office as humanly possible.
Interesting. Let me ask you a question before you answer. Where is Bill Clinton? I haven't heard from him in months.
You will.
He's supposed to be the best asset for this campaign. It's in trouble, and they should be turning to him. I know you're saying he will, but boy, it's getting late early around here already.
He's going to swoop in and try to save the day. They say that he's guiding her through this. If so, he's not doing the greatest job. But I think, Rick, to your point that you wouldn't want to work there, I think he's still controlling a lot as is and probably causing some problems behind the scenes that we don't even know about.
No doubt.
Interesting.
You want to talk about problems. If he becomes the first husband, or whatever you want to call him, I foresee a major problem, because Bill Clinton cannot be in an area without causing some kind of personal problem to himself. He's the type of person who typically will go in and can achieve all these great things, but will eventually ruin his name somehow, some way. He's done that time after time.
But what he's done has always mainly been personal. I mean, I think
That's
that a
what I'm
lot
saying,
of people
personal.
love him, and I think that he's got a lot of great ideas. I watched a documentary this weekend about children's diets that he was in, and it was fascinating. I think he's got a lot to, he's a much better candidate than she is.
They love him, not because of his personal fiascos, and he does have many. He was a great president.
And a true centrist who made an adjustment after
Great,
he
that's
lost the
right.
House and
That's
said,
right.
okay, I'll work with you. Boy, those were the
Great
days.
president. We'll get
Anyway,
people loving you.
that's true. With Donald Trump's massive success, the door is now open for some rich reality TV show guys to jump into the race for the White House. Take Dallas Mavericks owner and star of the hit reality show Shark Tank. His name is Mark Cuban. There he is, for example, who just recently hosted a rally for Mr. Trump in Dallas. Cuban says he could crush Trump should he decide to run. Trump, Cuban, 2016, yay or nay? Gilliam.
I don't particularly know much about Mark Cuban, except that he's got a bit of a mouth on him, and that would be just a disastrous combination of those two, I think.
Successful businessman.
Yeah, I like Mark Cuban. I think he's honest and straightforward, but I don't know that I want him for president or vice president, just like I don't know that I want that for Trump either.
The Cuban vote, he would lock up, clearly, Younger.
Would he have to put the Dallas Mavericks into a blind trust?
Yes, I think maybe he will.
How many Latins do you think he would get?
This could be a
because
problem for the NBA.
How many Latin votes would he get just because of his last name, of people mistaking
Yeah,
that
he's
probably
Cuban.
You would think that about Ted Cruz, that he would get the liberal vote because
Yeah,
his brother's
nobody
Tom
likes
Cruise.
him.
Anyway, finally, Air India is planning to ground 125 of its flight attendants after they failed to reach an adequate BMI. Apparently, over 600 of the airline's flight attendants were given a 6-month probationary period to shape up or ship out. Wrong analogy there for a plane. And the crew getting grounded failed the test. Air India says this is all about health and not about appearances, but can an airline fire crew members for being overweight or out of shape? Yay or nay? Heather Hansen, former flight attendant yourself.
They can. I mean, you know, if you can't do the tasks of your job, whether that's getting around the aisles, there's a lot to do with flying that they can actually say if you weigh too much, you can't do the job.
My suspicion is they certainly can in India. I question how well it would go down here.
It's actually been
Has it been
litigated, but
litigated?
it has to go within its certain BMI, your height, your age. You'll have to be taken into consideration, and that's changed over the years. But it is part of your job. If you can't do your job because you can't get
Are
through
there
the
any
aisles,
airlines that have that requirement?
They all
now?
do have
the
certain
American ones, they
requirements,
do.
yeah.
Okay.
And Qantas still has had a major crash.
I'd rather
bring that up.
I'd rather not fly on a plane with heavy flight attendants than a plane that wasn't certified to fly overseas like American Airlines just did.
And plus, it uses more fuel. Our producer says, "Yeah, that's nice. You're off screen. You get to say these things."
You guys are doing these Trumpisms. I'd watch it if I were you.
What does BMI stand for, by the way?
Body mass index.
Look
Is
at
Hooters
you.
still an airline? That was an airline for a while.
What's your body mass index?
It's 0. It's like 1.
One. Very good. That's all for tonight on that
Mine's
cheerful
less than
note.
his.
On behalf of Rick Unger and the rest of our panel, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. The Steve Malzberg Show. That's